Hello, in MT4 LT1, I want you to do the first 8 questions on your own and maybe check with a partner and compare what you got. And what we're going to be looking at today are transformations. And specifically, we're going to do some reflections today. And you've done reflections in the coordinate plane in middle school. That part hasn't changed. In middle school, you uh, reflect things over the axis. Well, today we're going to take it a little bit further. We're going to reflect over vertical and horizontal lines and diagonal lines that aren't necessarily the axis. So when you reflect over a vertical line, that's not the y-axis, your y is going to stay the same. And then your image as your pre-image, but then your x is going to move in the same distance across your line of reflection on the other side. And the same thing goes when you reflect it in a horizontal line. Then your x coordinate is going to stay the same, and you're going to reflect it. When you reflect it over the line y equals x, just think of the word, or just think of what y equals x means. You're going to take each coordinate and you're going to flip them. X is to become y, y is going to become x. Now let's take a look at this image right here. We're going to reflect it across the line y equals -1. So I've got this line right here. So what happens is my shape is going to move across my line. So I'm going to take my point, for example, 2, 1. And 2, 1 is right here. How far above your line is that? How far is it from 1 to -1? Well, it's 2. So you are going to go 2 below -1. And that becomes, well, what's -1 minus 2? That'll be -3. So 2, -3. Then I'm going to take S, which is 2, 4. And I think, how far is it from 4 to -1? It's 5. So I'm going to go down 5 from -1. So -1 minus 5, that's -6. Notice my x's stayed the same. Then I'll take my point 5, 4. And notice that's going to be 5, -6 because 4 is the same distance. And then finally, we'll do 5, 3. So that becomes 5. How far is it from 3 to -1? Well, that's down 4. So -1 minus 4 is -5. You just have to move it the same distance on the other side of your line of reflection. Now on part B here, we have the same image, but now we're going to reflect it over the line x equals -2. So let me erase what we have here. And I'm going to reflect it over the line x equals -2. Now, you're just going to move it to the other side, so it's going to become more negative, isn't it? So I'm going to take 2, 1. How far is it from 2 to -2? Well, that'll be 4. So we go 4 to the left of -2. -2 minus 4 is -6. So it'll be -6 and 1. If I take 2, 4, that'll be the same distance. So it'll be -6 and 4. Then if I take 5, 4, how far is it from 5 to -2? Well, that will be 7, won't it? Maybe let's use a different color here. So I'm going to move it 7. So I'm going to move it 7 left of -2. So that'll be -2 minus 7 is -9 and 4. And then finally, our fourth point, we're going to take 5, 3. Well, that's nice. So that'll be -9 and 3. That's reflecting it across vertical and horizontal lines that aren't necessarily the axis. It's not you add or subtract each time. It's how far away from the line of reflection are you? And we're going to move it the opposite way, because we know when you look in a reflection, what you see in the mirror should be the same distance you are away from that mirror. Because that's what a reflection is.